back to my channel. So today I have an exciting update. I am going to go through my Pan That palette and my Pan That palette in order. I have two Pan That palette in orders, but that will be changing in today's video. If you saw my recent palette collection slash declutter, it wasn't a huge declutter. I did get rid of one of the palettes that was in my Pan That palette in order, and I am about 3 weeks late in posting this, so you know it's going to be a little bit different, but I just thought I'd group them together because my progress on each of my palette and my Pan That palette in order has not been the best this month. I've just been using a lot of different eyeshadow and also just not wanting to, yeah, that's basically it. So anyway, let's get into my update. So let's start with my Pan That palette. I've been working on the Urban Decay Stone Vibes for the whole year, and I'll put a picture of what it looked like in my last video. So the whole top row I have pans, and then the bottom row I have 4 pans. So it's really just Hexed and Ojo where I have not hit pan yet. I'm not trying to finish every single shade. I know that really is what you're supposed to do in the Pan That palette, but it's not what I'm trying to do at the moment. And honestly, I don't feel like this looks that different from last month. So this is what it's looking like right now. I did not end up finishing Good Karma. I know I said that's kind of what I wanted to do. There's a little bit left around the edges, but I used it a little bit less this month versus the previous months, so it makes sense. I have been going into Hexed a few times this month as well. I'll go into my numbers in just a second, but I think overall it looks pretty similar to last time, just because I haven't gone into it as much as the rest of the year. So Good Karma, I only went into it 5 times this month, and normally I've been going into 10 or more times a month, so definitely half my uses on that one. The next one is Jade. I only went into that once. Then we have Opal Aura. I went into that twice. Then we have Tiger. I also went into that twice this month. Vibes I went into once. Antidote I went into once. Hexed I went into it 4 times. It's definitely the next one that I'm trying to hit pan on, but it's not like I'm really trying at the moment, but I think I'll probably try a little bit more come September time. I'm just going into some other shades at the moment. So yeah, only 4 times on that one. And then we have Bloodstone. I did not go into that one. Ojo, I did not go into that one. As you know, if you've been following this project with me this year, it's really my least favorite shade, so it doesn't surprise me, I'm kind of avoiding it. And we've got Raw Energy, I did not go into that. Then Meditate, I went into it twice. And then Third Eye, I went into it 3 more times this month. So yeah, that's kind of my uses. In terms of goals, it's still kind of the same. So I do want to finish Good Karma, and I think we'll get there. I just obviously have used it a lot less recently. And then yeah, I think my main goal would be hit pan in Hexed, get more use out of these top shimmers up here, and maybe expand these pans as well down here. If I can expand the pans multiple shades, I think I'll be pleased with that. But that's kind of my overall goal. So that's kind of it for my Pan That palette. I've been avoiding posting this video because I haven't had a great update for it, and that's why I'm combining it with my Pan That palette in order, because I also don't have a good update for that. But I do have a new pan though, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, so if you've been following my Pan That palette in order, I rolled in this big mega palette from Beauty Bay, the Earthly palette, but I was originally working on the Techni Days from Beauty Bay. So I wanted to pick Beauty Bay palettes because traditionally they've been easy for me to hit pan on. However, it's been a different story this last month, and another reason why I've been kind of late to posting this update. I think I missed a whole month because it's just like not seeing any progress at all. Okay, let's start with the Techni Days. So actually, this is the palette that I have decided to declutter from my collection. I no longer want to keep it. So obviously I have no longer been working on it since I removed it from my collection. I did go into the shade 2 times prior to making that decision though. The shade I was working on is this one called Days. I went into it twice. And, you know, it was kind of a struggle because I'm not really prone to wearing a lot of pink eyeshadow. And obviously this is bright fuchsia pink. So it was a little bit tricky, and maybe a decision as to why I wanted to roll this out, because they have very pretty shimmers in here, but for the most part there's a lot of bold mattes, and I feel like I have these mattes in other palettes now. And so yeah, I have ended up decluttering this from my collection, so obviously it's no longer in this project. But I did roll in the Earthly. a couple of months ago, and I was working on the first shade, and I stupidly thought I would be able to hit pan in this very, very fast and move on to the next one very, very fast. But it's been a good 2 months now since I rolled this in. I have officially hit pan in the first shade, which is right here. I don't know if you can see that little tiny speck of a pan. This shade is called Fresh. I have it on today, and I've been basically just putting it in the crease and then trying to blend whatever I can with it. It's kind of a weird, awkward shade because it's a very muted, like mint color. So it's not very bright, but it's also not a dark shade. So if it had been more of one of these darker ones, I think I would have got more use out of it faster and be able to hit pan in it faster than I have. But anyway, I have officially hit pan in it, and it took me 10 uses. And for someone who's not been wanting to wear a lot of green recently, yeah, rolling in a green palette has been kind of stupid, but it's also been a bit hard because that's 10 different days that has taken me, like 10 different times I've had to do my makeup to hit pan in this shade. So clearly, yeah, something's going wrong, and I don't know if I picked the right palette to roll into this project. So the next one that I'm going to be going into is this one, and actually I have one use on it already. I actually went into this one before I hit pan in this one because I wanted to get a little bit of use. So it's called Wit. So what I've decided to do, which is one of my subscribers, or I don't know, one of you lovely watchers, I don't know if you are a subscriber or not, suggested that I should go, instead of row by row, I should go column by column, because then I'll hit some of the browns a little bit faster, because obviously the first 3 rows of this palette are all green, and I think I would get a little bit stuck. So yeah, the next one is Wit, and it is another weird one, where it's like a darker shimmer. It's also a little bit of a muted shade. But I did actually end up using it in a look, and I kind of just used it as a dark green matte, and I think that's what I'm going to use it as, just on my outer V. And I'll probably just use a very thin brush with it, not so much my finger, just so I can get quite a precise little dip going. And then yeah, I'm excited to go into these two, because I think these two will be great for the autumn fall time. Yeah, this one I think is going to be tricky for the next month. So I have a little bit of progress, but not as much as I was hoping. And obviously I wasn't planning on decluttering this palette when I started this project. It just feels like it's the right thing to do, and that's what I've done. So anyway, that is my update for my Pan That palette and my Pan That palette in order. So hope that's okay. I know it's a little bit of a weaker update from what I was hoping to have for you, but you know, it's summer, I'm busy, I'm not always putting on makeup because we're trying to be in the sun as much as possible. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.